So what we're doing is we've got a whole team, and we want to cover um, basically three categories. I think three main categories. One is local digital networking for your local chamber of commerce and social selling. Two is global entrepreneurialism, and that's going to be Omar's niche. And so we have the 9 o'clock every Saturday. Then we have the 10-10 right now. That I don't know. I've talked to Omar about possibly changing that. Why? I don't know why he picked 10-10. Frankly, it's kind of arbitrary, but maybe there's some reason. I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it yet. And then we're going to have an 11:30 summary, and that's kind of Mike's notes. And I don't expect everybody to cut out their whole Saturday. But I want to be there for them, depending upon who they are and when is good for them. And then they can also watch digitally after the fact. So, it's really and then they can pick, do they want to concentrate more on local, or are they more interested in concentrating on global and creating information products that are more universal and can help people to, turn their experience into more of a resource. So that's one of the things I want to talk about is how we can use Zoom video conferencing and LinkedIn and local chamber networking to really do a better job with digital networking and digital communication. So now this is a picture from our ribbon cutting ceremony that we had with a Zoom video conference. We held this at the WeWork City Center, sponsored by WeWork, $20 billion company that does real estate sharing for entrepreneurs and small businesses. So, but they kind of like Airbnb because it's all about their sharing platform, resource sharing platform. So let me kind of get to that. That was our Chamber of Commerce meeting. And what my goal is, and I believe I'm quite confident I can do this, is to help people at least double, and I think triple or quadruple or more, their ROI in local chamber of commerce, their membership investment, their ROI. And I'm confident I can at least guarantee that they'll double their return on investment just from what we can do with helping them to get into expanded digital networking from analog networking. Then the other thing that I want to talk to you, I think really you and some other key people, Becky, are going to be this. I think this is just perfect for you. What I realize is that the change has been not only from e-commerce, but e-commerce has hit a tipping point because of the new resource platforms, Airbnb, Uber, Upwork, Lyft, WeWork, whatever. And so now LinkedIn has also become more of a resource sharing platform. In fact, they just kind of changed around their platform to make it more information oriented. Well, a lot of people aren't good at creating content on their own. Well, I thought, well, since I'm going to be creating a lot of content on an ongoing basis, including this very Zoom meeting, Omar Zoom meeting, and the summary meeting, what I want to do is I want to coach people like yourself and a number of others about how to talk about yourself, your gig, if you will, and you as a resource in the new economy, and position it so that you talk not only about what you're doing, but that you are doing it in the new economy. So by doing that, then we are creating content that can be shared across everyone's LinkedIn channel, because I want to help people understand that their number one competitive advantage today, I don't care who they are, really, anybody that I can think of, is understanding that we have all transitioned to the new economy. I want to help people become the recognized leader and expert in the new economy in their chamber of commerce to help other people to transition by providing them content that they can post in their own LinkedIn um, profile, and how to understand that your LinkedIn profile now needs to be a digital networking profile. And you're going to need content, but also how to create your own content that comments on your ongoing postings on your LinkedIn about the new economy, so that, hey, my team, we're all experts in the new economy. Check out my LinkedIn. So everybody in your chamber of commerce then goes to your LinkedIn profile to find out more about the new economy, because you have the local channel, right? Does that make sense? So I'm really excited about this, because this is going to help everybody. So what I want to do is, today I'm going to cover some of the best practices for increasing your odds. And, do me a favor, if you turn that off, Becky, because right now I know there's a way to kill the sound of everybody. I just don't know how to do it at the moment. So
and I can also kill my sound. So.
Okay, cool. Thanks. So what I want to do is I want to talk about the best practices for increasing your odds of achieving and maximizing your business success in the new economy, and avoid time-wasting mistakes. So, a lot of times somebody has to make mistakes, and I don't mind doing them, because to me it's like opening a play off Broadway. You got to try things and experiment and see what happens, and then you can counsel people, well, I wouldn't try that myself, but I wouldn't do it again. So we have to learn. And then one of the keys, I want to help people understand that I learned from really a legendary book from a man who's long since dead, who was a partner of, not Napoleon Hill, but he was years ago, and I tried to think who his partner was. But anyway, How I Raised Myself Up from Failure to Success in Selling. Bob Proctor personally told me about this book long since out of print. I had to buy it, from a collector. I mean, it was like dusty when I got it. But he talked about, the principles were so legendary and classic that he talked about how, Saturday morning is the best time when you're away from work a little bit to organize what are you going to do this coming week in terms of selling. So that's one of the things I want to really help people to understand, that this is a time I hope they'll, kind of come together with fellow entrepreneurs, be motivated, be together, and get ready for this coming week specifically. What am I going to do this week? So it's cause and effect. What causes am I going to make to reach out to people so I can get the effects that I want, and what kind of sales this coming week? Not forever, not for my career, but this week. So Saturday mornings are very, very important. You can kind of commiserate about successes or failures from the past week and look ahead to the next week. And so, again, that's why I say the strategy is show up, sign up, and keep learning to get current and stay current in the new economy. So we're going to talk about why it's important to learn the new economy and why it grows in importance every single day. So right now we have a huge learning curve advantage. We're early movers in the new economy, the recognition of it, what it is and where it's going. That's a huge advantage. So we want to, carve out our stake in the new economy and become the expert, the recognized expert, in our own area as soon as we can, because then it's a real competitive advantage over people who will come later on. So that's what I want to do, is I want to help people understand that the new economy can either be your number one competitive advantage, or it can cause you to risk setbacks or even becoming obsolete, like Toys R Us, and the list goes on and on. But the key to understand is that when everything around us is changing every day, and these changes are coming faster and faster, it's more and more important to learn how to stay current. Because even if you get current today, what about tomorrow when that next new big thing comes along? You know what I mean? And so we want to be able to help people to have a simple way to stay current. That's why we say just show up like osmosis. Just let it sink in, and then until that one day when light bulb goes off and you really you have that kind of aha moment and really get it. Now, I want people to know that when I say staying current, I'm not an old hat guy that thinks e-commerce is new. I don't think e-commerce is new. I think e-commerce is like, by this point, old to me. Some people go, well, e-commerce isn't new. I go, yeah, I know that's not new. But what's new is that it's reached a tipping point with the advent of the new resources, resource sharing economy. So what happens is this. We all need to begin to, and I think a very polite way to put it, instead of thinking ourselves as products, to be marketed, but rather if we think of ourselves as resources who need to be explained so that people can understand the solutions that we can bring to them. So that's what these new platforms are. They are platforms like the way LinkedIn has evolved, that has evolved into a resource sharing platform. And since you are a resource to help other people, just like, maybe your car is a resource and you can share your car on Uber or Lyft. Your home, that extra bedroom, is a resource. You can share that on Airbnb. Or, your expertise, you can share on Upwork. Or if you don't have a place to work, you can find and share a space with WeWork, or you can get help from Fiverr or Freelancer. These are some good examples about resource sharing platforms. So what you're doing is you're sharing your story about the resource that you bring. Well, now LinkedIn, Facebook, Meetup, and others have transitioned to the new economy. And, so everybody, I don't care how big you are or how important you are already, you still need to transition. And if you don't, a transition to the new economy, you risk a big setback, even becoming obsolete. And like I said, why this is a big advantage is in selling, you don't want to sell with the bowling ball in your head. Somebody already has the bowling ball in their head, and they want to put the bowling ball in the other person's head. So you're at a disadvantage and I'm at the advantage. You don't want to be in that position. So this way, when you understand the new economy, no matter how big they are and how they want to kind of make you feel smaller, that with your knowledge, it doesn't matter how big they are, how established they are. You're the one that's savvy. You're the one with the current information. You're the one that they really need, if they know it or not. And as far as selling goes, that's a big advantage to help people understand that you are needed. They probably need you more than you need them. So what I want to do is I'm going to use local chamber of commerce networking as a good example of how business network is changing. And I explain this for everyone, from analog time to digital time. Now, what analog time is, that just the best way to describe it is if you think of it as going in someplace at 9 o'clock, working and then leaving at 5, you work that number of hours, one after the other. That's analog time. When we go to a chamber to network, we go into a chamber mixer at a certain time, hour and a half later, or an hour later, we have done our same pitch to the same people for the umpty gazillionth time, and that is analog pitching. It's kind of like the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing and think you get a different result, right? So how do we break out of that mode? We want to change it up so that we do digital networking. We break out of the glass ceiling of analog networking and analog time to really be able to reach out to people in the way they want to be reached out to. They want it quick and fast, in the time and place that they want to be reached out to. So that right now, I don't think for a minute that the real value, the biggest value of these Zoom meetings that I'm doing is right here, right now. It's great. It's a great way to start, but the ultimate value is the capturing of this for the people that I'll email and send them the replay, or this will be logged so that they'll be able to go to it at a later date. This is not lost in time. You do a pitch at a Chamber of Commerce Live, it's lost in time. It's gone. Maybe it wasn't the right day for them, but this way it's captured. It clones the messaging. It clones all of us, and it clones our explanation for everybody that we're going to be doing collaboratively, collectively in the new economy. So I'm trying to go through these because I don't want every one of the meetings that I do to be exactly the same. I don't think that would be the best way to do it. I think they should be like this one is more informational. And then like the next one, we'll do it 10-10, very interactive, where we'll be on camera, talking with each other, getting feedback, but they all have to be a little bit different and for different strokes for different folks. Plus, I love to demonstrate. Now, right now, I am on camera. I don't have to be on camera at all. And a lot of people wouldn't want to be. So I want people to understand, I don't care, even if you're an introvert, and frankly, I'm an introvert, but even if you are an introvert, you can still do this. You can use Zoom. You don't have to be on camera. You can have somebody edit it afterwards. I don't think there's anything that cannot be accomplished in digital networking with Zoom. I just think it is an amazing resource, and I want everybody to know that. I think that number one, probably Zoom, number two, LinkedIn, and three, your local chamber are the top three resources of the new economy that are just going to dramatically increase your odds of success. Even if you're don't think you're digitally oriented, you're not good in person, I don't care. There are resources that can help you to overcome any shortcoming. So also I want to be encouraging to people. So, anything you believe you can do, you can do. So I think that's a real goal for me, is to create the belief system in people that they can do it, even if it's over time, even if they just keep showing up and just keep absorbing over a period of time, they will learn how to do it. They will believe that they can do it. As soon as they've got that belief system, then they'll be able to do it. So by adding digital networking to whatever analog networking you're doing, you're already going to increase your odds of not only achieving success, but of maximizing. You can cover the enormous importance to your business of the shift to the new economy, but you can't do it in one meeting. It's going to take time because it's a whole economy. So that's why I'm not going to try and cover the whole economy. I'm going to cover a part of it, a way to help you to get started and to understand it, and to help you to understand how this can be a huge resource for you. Not only learning it for yourself, but learning it so that you can position yourself in whatever you do as an expert at it to anybody and everybody you talk to. So rather, we've developed our just show up and sign up strategy so you can learn the new economy at your own pace, but you got to show up or sign up. And it's important because you also have to stay current with the rapid changes. Now, we're going to curate the new economy. We're going to take in your input about the new economy, about what you learned, so we can share what you learned with other people, and we can help others to stay current too. So the new economy resources, think of yourself as a resource. I think that's a key point. You're not a resume on LinkedIn. You're now a resource. Solve either an everyday problem, because don't forget, people who attend chambers are people too. They have their own human problems too, as well as their own business problems. So, and people join LinkedIn groups. They could be mothers of kids with, this problem or that problem. So they're people. They're looking for solutions for, you life coaches and everything. There are ways to use Zoom and all the things we're going to teach for both B2B, digital networking and social selling, as well as B2C, business to consumer. And that's important because you might think, well, I'm B2B. Okay, but maybe some of the people that you coach have a B2C company. And so it's important to be able to understand there's aspects of everything for everybody. The new economy is just a reflection of life in America. That's really what it is. It affects every aspect of life and lifestyle as well. So the first session is going to be each Saturday, 9 a.m., and this is mainly for the local business owner, SMBs, entrepreneurs, shops, retail. I want it to be available for everybody. 10:10 at 10:10 a.m. Pacific time on Saturdays. This is for global small business owners, people that want to monetize their expertise, turn it into digital information products, and how to, in fact, we're actually turning our information ourselves into digital information products. So one of the things I want to do is everything that I do, I want everything to line up economically. My life, my business, everything I teach, everything I do. I want to do the stuff that I teach so that It's all lined up. Everything that I do becomes a course and incorporates my friends in commerce who are members of our New Economy Chamber. And so the 1010 are with Omar. Now, here's another cool thing that I realized about why I think focusing on LinkedIn is so important. I really strongly recommend that everybody look at their LinkedIn profile anew. Relearn LinkedIn. You have to relearn everything, frankly. You have to relearn LinkedIn. Don't judge it from what it was. That was then, this is now. Relook at it, and I explained that. Relook at Meetup. If you, oh, I know Meetup, it didn't work. Well, that was then, this is now. So you got to relook at everything, relearn it, and take a second look at it. So that's what I want to do. Now, for one thing, LinkedIn has just shifted, and they're allowing much more media. That's why I got the idea that to help people take advantage of LinkedIn's shift to scoring you and making you as important as how much content you place on LinkedIn, why not provide content for people to put on their LinkedIn profile? It's good for us, good for them. And then they get scoring from that, and it goes to Google ranking, SEO, everything. So that's a key. So let's think of how can you redefine yourself on LinkedIn today as the resource you are in the new economy. So that's job one. Now, secondarily, how can we help you do that? That's why you got to show up for 1010. Even if you're not a global entrepreneur yet, it's interactive. And these are information products. So if you show up at 9 o'clock, gather this because I want to be tightly focused, but then show up at 1010, that's when we're live and interactive with other people. Sharing. That's when you can ask me questions, ask other people questions, and ask people about your LinkedIn profile. What a great way to make mistakes in a group of friends, right? So you put it, hey guys, here's my new LinkedIn profile. What do you think about it? Give me your feedback. Wow, you were thinking that? I don't think that's such a good idea. Or, I think your picture could be better. I think this could be better. Or, you're not using the banner above your picture. So, to be able to use that feedback to help you to improve your LinkedIn profile, I think is going to be really, really vitally important. Save you weeks or months of struggling, frustration, and setbacks because you're not getting the feedback that you need about it, okay? So that's why even if you're not global, you're still invited to show up for the 1010 interactive session. And then if you miss everything and you want Mike's notes, I take everything that I learned from you guys, what I'm talking about in the first session, what we all talk about together in the 1010 session, and then I do a quick summary, 30 minutes in and out from 11:30 to noon to try and summarize each day for you guys. So that's kind of what that's about. Now, what is the New Economy Chamber of Commerce? And I'm going to try and keep these to 40 minutes for a reason. That is the link that you guys can all get for free from Zoom. You get a free Zoom account. You can do a 40-minute session. So I'm going to show you how powerful a free 40-minute session can be and how to use Zoom, starting it with a free account to practice and whatever. So we're going to teach Zoom. If you thought you already knew Zoom, you need to relearn it like everything else. We're going to teach Zoom. We're going to teach on Zoom. We're going to use Zoom. I guess that's a good way to put it. I was thinking, well, how do I explain that? We're going to not only teach Zoom, but we're going to teach how to use Zoom. So we're going to use it to teach you how to relearn and stay current on LinkedIn. We're going to use Zoom to teach you how to relook at Meetup, how to better use your Chamber of Commerce. But Zoom, to me, is just the ideal communication platform for the new economy. Now we're going to breakout sessions. Zoom has breakout rooms. That's an advanced feature on Zoom. Don't worry about it. But it has it. Now look at all the stuff. There's potential that you guys could possibly want to learn. So, obviously what we want to do is we want to get your feedback about stuff. You don't have to look at it right now, but we want to get your feedback about stuff so you can tell us, Mike, this is what we really need to learn, number 2, number 3, number 4. And we don't even have to do it chronologically. You don't have to wait 6 months to get to your session. Because Zoom has breakout rooms, we can take all of these different things and, hey, everybody, now you want to learn this, go over to this breakout room with Omar, go to this breakout room with Scott, go to this breakout room with Becky. And you see what I mean? So everybody can go to the breakout room, come back to the center hall, and we can really have almost like our own virtual trade show. So it's going to be very, very exciting when we kind of get everything together. And I kind of did this little target so you guys can see that I think Zoom Chambers, I call it, this is kind of our learning place for the new economy. But I'm going to show you guys quickly. I only got a couple minutes left here, but because I want to give you a break for you, grab a cup of coffee, wake up a little more on Saturday morning, get ready for Omar's session. But look, I'm going to show you real quick what you can do with Zoom. This is super cool. So here you have Zoom. So it's not just me, but you have a lot of different people. And we're going to teach you the best practices for Zoom. And then how we can incorporate imagine sitting down at your Chamber of Commerce networking and saying, hey, come over or go to the back of the room. Becky's going to interview you on Zoom for the local chamber new video magazine, okay, to see who are the top resources in our town, okay? And we're going to do a whole new magazine. And she's also going to tell you all about the new economy and why you need to learn it. So this is a resource. It keeps getting better and better. So people go, well, what is the new economy? What does it look like? This is what the new economy chamber looks like. This is one of the two scenes I want to show you. Here's the other one. Now look at the bottom one here. This is at our meetup meeting. So here I am, that's me in the right, talking at a meetup. This could be a Chamber of Commerce mixer or a speech you're giving at this chamber, that chamber. And what's behind you on the screen? Anybody live from around the world, from London, from Paris, and we've got experts that we can introduce you to that you can use to get people to your meetups, worldwide resources at your meetups locally or your Chamber of Commerce webinars. So that's how you draw. That's how you become the go-to person. It was a blast. Honestly, it was great, but we had so much fun. But I have to say, I had people up at 2 o'clock in the morning in Paris who are experts at like PR, like Isabel, top right there picture. She's up at 2 o'clock in the morning to participate in our ribbon cutting ceremony. So this is really cool stuff, guys. It's kind of like, I mean, this is like the future now. This is like international global travel instantaneously by transporting people into your meetup. And if you kind of don't look at it from that standpoint and have the fun of the fantasy of living this live, fun fantasy future in your life right now, you're kind of missing really a lot of fun. So make it fun, explore things with people and share things. Then you can combine them. It can be digital. It can be just me with a slideshow, me on camera, me with a room full of people. Here's Omar, the Infopreneur Agency. That's coming up at 10:10. Now, for a lot of people, one of the things I want to do, does anybody know the book, The Secret? Has anybody heard of The Secret? You've heard of The Secret? Most people have, okay? It was a global phenomenon about the law of attraction. There's no reason that our group cannot create the next kind of global phenomenon about the new economy. I call it the secret new money in the new economy to kind of help people understand what we can really create as experts in the new economy to bring together the right digital information product and really, Bob Proctor, who was one of the stars of The Secret, told me, Mike, I cannot walk across the street in Egypt or anywhere in the world without somebody going, Bob Proctor of The Secret. He goes, so it really turned everybody who was involved in it into a, globally recognized, world-renowned expert. So this is all the stuff we're working on. I'd love to hear your ideas about everything. And I think this is it. I think this is the end. Yeah. So I call it the beginning because it's not the end. This is the beginning. This is my 40 minutes is up. This is how long you would have with your free account. And put your digital picture, your graphic up on your own free Zoom meeting, because then when you show up at anybody else's Zoom meeting, there's your graphic. Right now, let's say I'm looking at Becky. and I see Becky, nice lady, okay? But it doesn't really tell me what Becky does. So if Becky had her graphic up there talking about who she is, she can go back and forth between her live picture, hi everybody, or her graphic. So while they're on with me, they're seeing what Becky does. And all she has to do is upload her own graphic into her Zoom meeting, and then it will automatically show up on mine every time she joins me for a Zoom meeting. So not only can she be here learning, but she can be here networking through every single Zoom meeting, if it's live, interactive, or not. And that way, you're having a bad hair day, you don't feel like being on camera, you're grumpy, whatever, Saturday, you had a bad Friday night, you're still good because your picture is doing the work for you. So hope you enjoyed this. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to go try and wake up a little bit more myself, and I will see you guys back here in about 30 minutes. And we will join Omar and friends at 10:10. If you have a LinkedIn profile, start writing up some notes. And this is the time to organize. What are you going to do this week? Who are you going to call on? What are you going to do at your next chamber meeting? Write down some notes in this next 30 minutes, and then ask us any questions about your LinkedIn profile or anything that you heard today. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So thanks for joining me. I'm Mike Hayes, president of the New Economy Chamber of Commerce, and you've just been in the Zoom chamber. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.